That penguin's staring at my computer.
Hey guys, it's Dylan here, and so there's been this thing going around that it's called, I believe, Person Behind the Games, the person behind the games, and Spazz decided to tag me in it, so I have to make a video now as I feel like a jerk, and yeah. So, I'm gonna try to do this with minimal editing because I suck. I very much so suck. And you're gonna see a lot of glare in my glasses, I just noticed. Ah well, deal with it. So, so I have to basically, according to what he said at least, you're supposed to do 10 facts about yourself, odd facts, weird facts, whatever, just facts. So I guess I'll go ahead and just like get into it, and I'll just start off with a simple, basic one like why did I start YouTube? And there's a story to it. Part of that story will be explained later. But anyway, when I moved down here to Florida, I met a group of friends that it was just a couple of people, a guy and his brother, that we played GTA 5 a lot, and as such, we we really watched a group of Let's Players playing GTA, and they were having fun and whatnot, and it was really cool to watch. Thing is, we also had lots of funny moments and just stuff that we wanted to do. So we, at one point, we decided, why don't we just start recording and just have fun with this and post it to YouTube? And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Well, that didn't really happen because I lost contact with them mostly because they had to move. Like there were household issues, that sort of thing. So I had to move, and I've only had a couple contacts with them recently, like literally today. Um, and so it's been hard communicating with them, and let alone the Let's Play thing. But despite them not doing this Let's Play thing, I decided to continue and actually make an attempt at it. And unfortunately, we were gonna do like a lot of like Xbox stuff probably because that was mostly what they played was Xbox. Um, Unfortunately, I've never been able to get my Xbox stuff working, so hopefully that'll be in the future. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'd have to do a lot of work to that. But anyway, so yeah, I decided to stick with just PC stuff, and at first, it was like I wanted to play Fallout 3. I couldn't find the disc for the console version. Yeah, so I started playing Fallout New Vegas instead, which, in my opinion, it's yeah. Um, so I started playing that on my channel, and it was okay to play, but it wasn't like anything. It wasn't anything great. You know what I mean? Like I felt like I rambled a lot, and I didn't enjoy doing the rambling part. At the same time, I had started watching some people play, Cards Against Humanity, and I had found a game called Town of Salem, like just after or just before I started doing the YouTube thing. So I started playing those games with my friends, and I realized, holy shit, this is so much more fun. This makes it really fun. So at first, like my channel was like kind of Let's Plays, but now it's kind of, I, 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 I don't like saying devolved, but it has devolved into a let's have fun channel, like with me and my friends, and most recently the people of the woke community, who I shall not name because of things. I just don't feel like naming everybody because there's way too many people. But yeah, so it's been very interesting so far because I was gonna do like let's play stuff, but then it's like I'd rather have fun and like hope that the fun videos are more popular because of the fact that I like sitting there and laughing. You know, I'd rather have fun with the videos than not. But I mean, I'm not writing off the idea of playing Xbox stuff in the future and all that. I'd need something a lot more solid as a recording base, like PC and everything wise, really. But it's definitely a thing for the future, possibly. Also, I don't mind doing like this sort of webcam stuff. Like I can do this. It's not the end of the world. I would like to do like more videos in a way, but I don't want to overwhelm people with videos, and also I don't know what I would record otherwise. And yeah, no, there's a lot in the future that I have to really think about for this stuff, you know. Um, but yeah, that was one. That was one thing, you know. Just I'm trying to do this in one take, and yeah, it's nerve-wracking a bit, you know. I'm not even looking at my camera. I need to learn proper camera etiquette. That's step two on my list of things to do for YouTube. God damn it. I do have like a small list here of just like stuff I've written down. Like it's like three word sentences, and then basically that's just my way of just keeping me on track because thinking of stuff for this was impossible. So my number two thing is more or less not my birthright per se, but like my blood and my like lineage, I suppose. I'm I'm half Canadian on my dad's side, and I am a quarter Irish, a quarter British on my mom's side. My grandma is literally a crazy Irish woman. Like that's I'm a mutt, you know. It's and people will say like, "How are you half Irish, half English?" Like they hate each other. It's like, yeah, I know, but somehow my grandparents didn't. Go figure, right? So I have the Canadian kindness, the assholeness ishness of the British. Sorry, British people, but you kind of know it's true. I'll admit it every day of the week. And the craziness of the Irish. So at times you don't want to piss me off, and at times you really want to be my friend. But there's all that, and then you know, by birth, I'm Canadian. Like I was born up in Canada. I was born in Toronto, very specifically North York, and as such, like I have Canadian citizenship, but I have permanent residency here in America. So it's just one of those things. I unfortunately didn't live too long in Canada. I would visited a lot to Canada, like for Christmases. I've seen more snow on Christmases than not. Like I've been to Canada every year for Christmas for the past like 20 something years of my life, except for the past like two, which, yeah, unfortunate stories there. So I'm not going to go into those ones though today. Yeah, it's just seeing snow is awesome, especially when you don't see it every single day. I know for Canadians, it's gotta suck. Just it's really gotta suck. Um, but yeah, I've been to England. I've been to Ireland. Last year I went to England and it was awesome actually. Like I love it over there. It's awesome. I don't know if I could ever stand living there. Um, just the yeah, no, it's really different over there. Um, but yeah, no, it's something that I enjoy going and seeing family and whatnot. So, um, yeah, and yeah, that's number two. Uh, I start rambling, and then I'll reach this point where it's like, oh god, I have nothing else to ramble about. I'm done. um, I'm doing there. Yeah, I'm a genius. Thanks. Number three is that well, yeah, I'll go ahead and do this one. I basically had no internet for about 13 years of my life. Yeah. So the story goes that I lived in Tennessee for about 13 years of my life. And in Tennessee, we lived outside of the city limits of the city that we lived in. We lived in Clarksville, Tennessee. We lived outside of the city limits. So out there, we were surrounded by trees and like, we were far enough out of the city that it was like woods everywhere, farmland in some places, that sort of thing. We didn't live farmishly. We lived in a rather nice house. Like it sucked leaving, because all the 13 years of memories there. Um, but then we had AOL there. We had AOL dial-up internet for 13 years. I couldn't watch a YouTube video on that internet. I couldn't. It was impossible. It would have taken like 5 hours to load a 1 minute video. Like that's how bad it was. When we finally moved it down here to Florida, where I live, I'm not saying where, because reasons. um, we finally got internet, and Yeah, no, it's awesome having internet. It's awesome having actual internet. Like I can watch YouTube, I can post videos for you people who actually kind of give a crap about me for some reason. Um, and it's been awesome having YouTube for the past 2 years of my life. And because of that, because I got internet, I finally am able to make videos and be a YouTuber and watch YouTubers and learn from them. And like that's the only reason why I'm like me and my friends decided that we were gonna start YouTubing is because I finally got YouTube and convinced one of my friends to make me a YouTube account. Thank you to my friend. I appreciate it. And because of that, like we can now I can make my own videos and I can watch what I want and watch you people who watch me. Some of you don't do videos. That's okay. That's very okay. Um, and I'm glad that I finally got access to the internet and can do this for you people. Um, so yeah, not having internet for 13 years sucked because I knew people who had internet, and yeah, of course I probably picked a pretty good time to get into the internet biz. um, anyway, uh, let's talk about my history of gaming. Really, um, I think I had a Sega when I was growing up. I didn't. I guess I might have played it some. Like my parents probably would say that I did. I don't recall anything other than playing a game called Animaniacs. I believe it was uh, like if you took Bugs Bunny cartoons and made all the characters like kids, and then put them into a show with better graphics. That was basically Animaniacs when I was growing up as a kid, and that was one of the games I had. I recall, and it was a crappy little game. That's the only thing I recall from the Sega. My parents, when I want to say like 7-ish. I don't recall how old I was. I believe I was 7. They bought me a Nintendo 64. I think my parents regret buying me a Nintendo 64 because I've been playing video games ever since. I still have that original Nintendo 64 upstairs in my room, and it's awesome. I still love the thing. Unfortunately, yeah, it's on the fritz a little bit sometimes, but it was an amazing system. It's still an amazing system. There's still games for that I absolutely love, and I'm not staring at the camera. So yeah, Nintendo 64 is the reason why I'm playing games nowadays. After that, eventually, I want to say I was probably 12-ish, maybe 10, something like that. 10, 11, 12. I finally got a PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 2 is pretty awesome too. There's a lot of good games. That's what got me into like a lot of the games I play nowadays. I guess. Hmm. I guess so. I mean, I had a lot of games for the PlayStation 2. I have yeah. Eventually in high school, when everyone got into Xbox 360 and not PS3, I got 360. Like 2 years after it came out or something like that. I don't exactly remember. But yeah, the 360 was really awesome. Like it definitely allowed me to connect to some people, even though I couldn't actually connect to people because I didn't have internet. I didn't have Xbox. I had Xbox Live, and I had to go to a friend's house to use Xbox Live. Yeah, yeah, that's my internet. That was my internet. Like I had to go to a friend's house to play on Xbox Live and get DLC and just play online with people. Like it was hated it. Um, like I literally had a friend like I had to actually go and hang out with people. I'm okay. That was a joke. Like it doesn't suck to hang out with people, but literally like because I had no internet, I had to go hang out with people rather than possibly play online with them and be more convenient. So it was more, and it created some nights where we just sat around talking. Um, but yeah, and then from 360, I moved to the One during the new console era. I mostly use the thing for fucking YouTube, just watching videos, not making them, just watching them. Uh, I could stream that one day too. I just if I wanted to, I don't know. Yeah. Well, I mean, with this new community, who knows? But yeah, so I have all that, and then just like 2 years ago, I really started PC gaming, and I still have yet to really pick up on it because I suck. My hands don't move fast on a keyboard, but they move fast on a controller. So yeah. And then I had most of the kinds of Game Boys. It was like I had I think an original Game Boy. I never had a Game Boy Color. Had a Game Boy Advance. Had a Game Boy Advance SP, DS, 3DS. Don't have the new 3DS though. Never played Vita or anything. But yeah, I mean, I've had games for a long time, and it's I don't regret any of it because I wouldn't be here now, uh, playing games, and I appreciate it. And I'm hanging my arm on my chair, and I just love the fact that I can play video games and have fun with it, and just do things for people like this, and yeah, it's awesome. So that was what, four now. um, so with that, I guess I can go to like some of my favorite games. For me, it's hard to say my favorite game ever because there's a lot of games out there that I love, like with a passion. Um, like I love some classic RPGs, some newfangled RPGs, a couple shooters. Like it's it's hard to narrow everything down to one. Like I can't even narrow it down to one per console, per platform, per like genre. I can't narrow it down barely, like I've played so many games over the years. I love Resident Evil 4. I love Fallout. I love Paper Mario, Banjo Kazooie. Fucking, I love Dynasty Warriors, and it's just a hack and slash. Like, yeah, just look up Dynasty Warriors. It's a very unknown game, but it's amazing just how fun it is to just wreck through armies of people. I love Pokemon even. I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. I play Pokemon. Of course, that's not a bad thing. I just know that people who play it sometimes get a bad rep. I love games. I love video games. I love puzzles. I love RPGs. I'm not a fan of shooters. Sorry. And I can't do racing. I've played fucking speedrunners. I can't do that. But yeah, I love Borderlands. I love I love so many games, especially the Fallout series. The Fallout series is amazing. With the Fallout 4 hype, it's awesome. Hell, I've gone back and I'm starting to play Fallout 3 again on very hard difficulty. I just, I literally, my gaming setup is upstairs. Like my console stuff is upstairs with my TV in my room. I still live with my parents. I'm a loser. I save money this way though, so don't diss me. Um, but yeah, it's all set up upstairs. Like I have my TV and my game stuff, and I have a nice reclining chair, unlike this fucking piece of shit right here that I would love to get rid of one day. Um, which hopefully sometime in August I might be able to manage something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so all of my like console stuff is upstairs. Down here is where the family office is, and this is where I do my PC stuff. I have literally brought. Let me show you. Sorry about that. I have literally brought my Xbox downstairs. I have the Fallout 3 strategy guide right here. I know so much about Fallout that I don't even need this guide. I brought it down here just to double check one thing. I haven't opened it since. Like, I I love the Fallout series. It is amazing. And it's one of my top games. Like I don't know if it's my top game. I don't know if it's my fifth top game. I don't know. I just love it. I love Paper Mario, the simplicity of it all. Yeah, it's yeah. God, I'm only at number what, five? Yeah, I'm only at number five, and this is a 19-minute video already. Oh God. Okay, so uh, I am. I'm gonna put it this way. I am completely desensitized to horror games. I'm gonna put it that way. The reason why is because back in high school, or no, not even high school, middle school, it was like, I want to say seventh or eighth grade, Resident Evil 4 came out. I had a friend who almost every day or every weekend I'd go to his house, and that was the only thing we fucking played. We were like 14, 15 at the time. What, 13? I think? Something like that. And he had the game, and because his mom bought it for him for some reason. And We literally, every time I was over there, that was what we played. We played Resident Evil 4. I wasn't even the one playing it. He played it. I was scared shitless sitting next to him. Like, every time something happened, I was freaking out. One day, he set up fucking speakers behind us and had the speakers playing the audio. He got so freaked out by it that he was like, nope, I'm unplugging this. And then we went back to playing the game like normal. But seriously, like, we played it for weeks, like a year, like, or so, just playing that. We didn't play anything else. Just Resident Evil 4. Like fucking hell. Like it scared the piss out of me every time too. Eventually I bought it for myself and it stopped scaring me after a while. Dead Space 1. I our family used to have a cottage up in Kentucky when we lived in Tennessee. We were lucky enough to have that. And we'd go up there every so often. One weekend I got to bring a friend with me and so did my brother. Or did he get to bring two people? I always forget if it was just one of his friends or two of them. Anyway, so we went up to our cottage one day for the weekend. Like it was the entire weekend, no coming back down, just the entire weekend up there. We got to go to buy Best Buy. I was gonna say GameStop, and then I said Best Buy. Blockbuster. We went by Blockbuster, and there was a certain game I wanted to rent. I can't even remember what it was. But my friend saw Dead Space, and I had no clue what Dead Space was. And he was like, "Oh, we should rent this." I'm like, "I don't know." And eventually, he managed to talk me into renting it. We went up to the cottage. We spent the entire weekend in a dark room, door closed, just four of us or five of us sitting in a dark room on a bunk bed. On a bunk bed. Every single fucking time something happened, we all jumped. I literally at one point stopped. I went, okay, guys, we need to stop jumping at everything. Seriously, this is pissing me off. Okay? No more jumping at this stuff. I stop. I go back to start playing. The next thing that happens, all of us jump again. It was like, God damn it. Oh, so it scared the piss out of me the entire time. Found out that was my friend's game that we were playing on, so I didn't get any of the progress or the achievements, which pisses me off. So eventually one day I bought the game back for myself for like 19 bucks, go figure, and played through it. Completely desensitized. Since then, I've never been really afraid of horror games. Jump scares on occasion get me. Like if I'm in the middle of something and then something jumps me, I that will spook me, but it's not scary to me. I could play a game like Amnesia and I wouldn't be afraid. The closest thing to me being afraid is going to be, oh god, it's behind me, oh god, get away, no, it's my friend, ah! Like, I'm not gonna scream, I'm not gonna act crazy, you know? Like, I don't act. I'm not an actor, okay? So, the people that I see, like, freaking the fuck out, like, I want to play Damned with some people. Because I will be an amazing evil person, and I will be the guy who's not freaking out over the ghost. Okay. Continuing. Um, okay. My life goal is to make people happy and to be happy myself, but that is derived from other people being happy. I'm happy when I'm surrounded by other people who are happy. The thing is, like, the only way I can see myself going about it is through comedy, actually. And I'm not funny. I'm not a funny person. I try. I fail. Miserably. And I'm just not a funny person. And so it makes it so that when I see funny people that I want to be like them and I want to be better than them in a way, but not actually better than them. Like, I need my own brand of comedy. But, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, it would be cool to have a career where I'm just like my career is to be funny, like YouTube. Like if I somehow like started becoming more popular on YouTube, like that would be comedy. Like it would be because of my comedy, even though I'm not funny. You know, like it'd still be for the sake of comedy. I could like if it became my career to do YouTube or my job or whatever you want to call it, like I suppose that'd be a job well done. I mean, like, I'd be fine with that. I'd be completely fine with that. My parents wouldn't be, but I would. Like, my parents want me to be a scientist or a doctor or some shit. Like, people have always told me I'm smart, and I never see it in myself. Like, I'm too lazy, and I just don't have the ability, like, mentally to just. I can't imagine myself going and sitting in a white room in a lab coat, and I mean I could imagine seeing myself in a lab coat, but I can't imagine going into a clean room every day and working on finding the cure for cancer or discovering a new magnet or some shit. Like I can't imagine that. And it sucks. It sucks to know that mentally I don't think I'll ever be able to change the world in such a way, but I mean, if I could one day do it somehow through something else, like I would, I'd be happy. I really would. You can't tell, but I have tears in my I have tears welling up because of that. I'm a wuss. I'm such a wuss. But yeah, I just want to make people happy. Um, oh God. Uh, Now to go to something even more pathetic. I had a crush on a girl for about 7 years of my life. I am pathetic because for all those 7 years I never asked her out once. The closest thing was going to homecoming as friends because I was a wuss. I liked this girl from fourth grade through, I believe, 11th grade or maybe early into 12th grade. And eventually I realized that very early I realized she just didn't realize I existed and probably didn't care even if I did exist. And, after the homecoming dance thing, like, even after that, I kind of realized that she obviously didn't like me and I needed to get over it. And I did. I just, one day, I literally recall this, like, in my mind. I remember walking down the hall thinking about, the fact that I liked the person but she didn't like me. And I said, well, what's the point then? What's the point of fawning over this person that's not gonna like me? Like, there's no point to it, and I should move on. And I did. I don't regret it. It was a good thing that I did it. Like, I had no choice. I needed to get over it. I needed to move on. It was hindering me, and like literally, it was the I only had a crush on her for 7 years, and it's rough. It's rough having a crush on somebody like that for so long, like, and just not doing anything about it. Because I'm pathetic. I'm a person who's not gonna go up to somebody I don't know, or somebody that I barely know, or somebody like, and I'm not gonna like say anything. I'm gonna lock up. I'm a shy person actually. Like, I'm really shy. I You can't tell from my videos sometimes. You can't tell from me talking to a fucking camera or the swearing and all that stuff. Videos of friends, like, you can't tell that I'm a shy person, but I really am. Like, when I don't have something to say, I'm not gonna speak. Like, and that's the thing. Like, that was one of the issues during the homecoming thing was like I couldn't work up the nerve to talk to the person. Like, they were sitting right beside me. We were there as friends, but they were sitting right there beside me. I could have said anything. I could have said, I have no regrets though. There are very few things I ever regret, and that's not one of them. So all I can say is that I don't, you know, I did what I could, and I don't regret it. Well, let's go into something a little bit happier. This one's gonna take some work. This one I need to like. I don't know if the mic can pick this one up because I discovered a while back that I can create a sound that can be very much so equated with the sound of purring. Sounds weird, I know, and I don't know if the mic can pick it up. I will give it a shot. Yeah, it's weird that I kind of figured out I could do it. It'll take like a second or two to build up, but then it'll like really get to the sound, and you'll want to listen to that. So, okay, give me 1 second. Okay, enough of that. I don't know if it could pick it up, but I'll definitely listen back to it. I kind of hope it did. Tell me if you think that sounds like it, because in real life, it's pretty solid. It really is. It's funny too, because you just like I can pull it out of nowhere, and people are like, "Wait, are you purring? Like, what? What? Is there a cat purring somewhere?" Like, I literally did that one day, and like some people were like, "Oh my God." So yeah, that one feels embarrassing. Um, I need to like start marking these off my list here. So I did that, I did that, I did that, I did that, 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 that. So I'm down to my final thing. And this one sucks. This one sucks the most, actually. It's a little bit of a downer note, but I have been in a car accident that I probably shouldn't have lived through. I really shouldn't have. None of us, actually, who were in the car should have. It was a car accident where we flipped 4 times, landed on the roof, and we literally walked away from it. Like, we shouldn't have survived. So the scenario is that there was some family stuff going on, and so we came down here to Florida to visit my dad because he was looking for a job. Let's put it that way. He was looking for a job. He was down here in Florida. We were up in Tennessee. So we came down here during the summer to visit him, and on the way back, we were passing through Georgia. Now, the area of interstate that we were going down in Georgia was under construction, and we had a small-ish car full of our stuff, stuff that we brought with us while we were on vacation, technically. Um, in the car was my mom driving, me in the passenger seat, my brother and sister behind us. My sister behind me and my brother behind my mom. We were driving, and because they've been doing construction, there was a lip. Well, there was a truck that got it's a little too close to us. My mom went over to the side to try to stay away from it, and apparently the tire went off the edge, caught the lip, came back onto the road, and we started to fishtail. Uh, from my memory, I recall us going off the road, hitting the guardrail, coming back onto the road, and then flipping. We apparently flipped 4 times. I remember about 2 of the flips. And then I remember opening my eyes upside down. Yeah, it's a bad moment when you wake up upside down. Um, so literally, my brother's the first one out of the car. Next, I'm like pushing on the roof. My mom undoes my seatbelt, and I recall hitting the roof of my head. And yeah, so I get the door open and crawl out of the car. Next, my mom's out of the car, and my sister's a little bit tangled up in the seatbelt, just a little bit. So they cut the seatbelt off her, and she climbs out. We literally walked away from a car wreck that was 4 flips landing on the roof. Yeah. Um, my side got the worst of it. Looking at the car afterwards, because literally I'm guessing the point of impact, like the only point of impact was my corner. Like my end of the windshield was the most pushed in. My window was the only one gone. Like that's how bad my corner was. We literally walked away with it. My brother got a scratch. Literally a scratch. He had a fucking pillow. He had a pillow on him. He's a lucky son of a bitch. My sister got, I think, 2 stitches in one of her fingers. My mom just had some bruising. I ended up with, like, I think 3 or 4 stitches in these 2 fingers. You can't really see them in the camera, but, like, that little discoloration on the fingers, that's where the stitches were. I also had a broken bone in my neck. If that bone had been more broken, or broken in a different place, or broken on a different bone, I might be dead, paralyzed, anything. Like the fact that like I had to wear a neck brace for I think 3 months, something like that. And it was like a neck brace here plus on my body. Like that's where the break was. Just happened to need that sort of thing. It sucked. I couldn't work for a time, but I'm lucky. I'm a lucky fucking son of a bitch that I walked away from that. That I got as little damage as I did. Like to put it into perspective, the battery flew out of that fucking car. The battery of the car flew out. That's how much momentum was going around in that car. Like, none of us should have survived. Like, the fact that we did is just mind-boggling. And with as little damage as we suffered, like, it still brings a little bit of a tear to my eye. Like, I thought I was over this, and I thought like I would not feel this way anymore. Cause we joke about it now, but like for the first like month or two, like it was like just thinking about it was so fucking rough. Like waking up the next morning after being let out of the hospital and whatnot. Waking up the next morning was probably one of the most painful experiences of my life because it was just my body didn't want to move. My body felt like I had been punched in every single muscle, every square inch of every single muscle repeatedly by Mike Tyson. It hurt so fucking bad. And it sucked, but I've survived. Like I'm not gonna die from I've not died from a car wreck and I've not died from so much other stuff that I have resolve. I have willpower. I have whatever it takes to survive whatever is thrown at me, and I can't help but smile at it. And I'm not gonna let anything bring me down. So that's 10 things about me. Took a little while. If you've sat through all this, I applaud you. Small applaud, but I applaud you because you just sat through a pathetic loser talk about his life. Congrats. So I guess the only thing left to do now is to mark people to do this now. Um, so I'm gonna say that if anyone that I tag has been tagged for this, don't worry about it. Just do what you will. Um, but I choose Slap Mike Gaming, very particular there. Fallen Shogun, and because he complained to Spazz about not being picked, Azure Raiden. Yay! Now you get to do a video, buddy. Um, so yeah, um, I like doing this stuff, but I hate doing it at the same time. If you guys want to see anything like this again, just let me know. But yeah, so that was 10 things, and yeah, now you know more about me. So until I see you guys next time, peace.